Hello and welcome to the Halo Forge Epidemic. This is AbleSir Thomas, and I'm here with Yardbird92.
Hey guys.
And we're here with our first personal invasion map feature, and this is Overgrowth by myself and of course Yardbird92. So this map has been in development for ages. We originally started building Coforge Hemorrhage Invasion in August of last year. So it's been quite a long time. This map is kind of the culmination of what Yardbird, about 4 or 5 failed maps?
Depends on how you separate them, but pretty close to, yeah. I think the original one we had Transgressions and Transcendence before. And Transgressions was actually elite defense, so you can see how far we've come from our initial position. And but I mean, it was all for the best. You know, you try a little bit and you see what works and what doesn't, and you move on.
Yeah, and the maps, they worked fine, but they just weren't matchmaking quality, and I think we really hit it here, hit the nail on the head with this one. I feel this is probably one of the best maps we could have done here in Hemorrhage.
Yeah, aesthetically and otherwise, yeah.
I'm really satisfied about it. But anyhow, the idea of Overgrowth is that it's a civilian-operated, military-funded research facility that was abandoned years ago, and it's been overtaken by nature. And the elites have been recently deployed here to retrieve some kind of data in a data core, and the Spartans are, of course, tasked to defend it. And, of course, Spartans haven't been briefed on what it is because it's all on a need-to-know basis.
And we just don't need to know.
Yeah, we don't.
Kill the dinosaurs, that's all we know.
Yes, exactly. So as we see here, we're having a nice look at the research lab here, and of course the tank shutting down the Alpha Road. And one of the main concepts behind the map was that, you know, looking at Hemorrhage, it kind of seems that there was a road running through it, and I like the idea of it being kind of this road that was just taken back by nature, and we built this whole compound around it and made it work with Invasion. I'm really satisfied with it.
Yeah, it was really cool. The road, just with those brace larges there, took us a while to figure out, you know, where do you want them, how many brace larges, and how much of it's taken back by nature. You know, how sunk in are they? And we did just enough to where you can see this road path, and the vehicles always want to take the road path, but not so much where it's, you know, obscuring traffic or, you know, leaving players away from the game.
Yeah, it did a great job of funneling players more towards the center of Hemorrhage and keeping them from playing on the flanks. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and let Yardbird discuss some of the mechanics of Tier 1 here.
So you notice right off the start here, there's actually a lot more detail in Tier 1 than when you first saw at the very beginning of this video. It's a little trick that Able and I have learned, and we've passed on to others about phasing in and out objects to help with the performance of an invasion map. Because there's, you know, invasion maps are so large, you can't display everything at once usually. So, you know, a lot of these rocks are not there in Tiers 2 and 3 and so on. But you see, we've got an alpha cave over here that this elite's trying to jump up but failing miserably. And usually, what you'll see is the alpha Spartans, if they've coordinated and they understand the map, they'll actually push into that cave, and sometimes a little bit further in front of that cave, to really knock back the elites, and it lets them have a little bit of a regroup time in case the elites overwhelm them. And then you've got a middle team of elites right here, and middle Spartans and elites will usually have combat centered around this building. It offers more of a CQC environment, you know, shorter lines of sights, going through the corners, a lot of grenade spam and stuff, but not too much. And, you know, really what happens is the team that controls this building has control of the map, and it's not impossible to break that sort of control, but it does take some communication to do so. And then the Bravo Spartans will have a very narrow alleyway on the side of the building to control. Of course, we're not there right now, but anyway. It's right over there. They've got one rock perch, which is actually, you know, it's some would call it overpowered, but because it's so close to the territories, it really isn't. I mean, it's, if you get one Spartan up there, he'll last for a while, but all it takes is a middle team of elites to really knock him down.
Yeah, it's more of an anchor position. It really solidifies the Spartans' position, but the elites can definitely flank and use that position to also spawn their buddies, as you just saw there earlier. Yeah.
So the elites are trying to shut down one of these 2 generators in Tier 1. This will obviously deactivate any sort of security for the facility. We're kind of on the outskirts right now. We're not in the facility. We're trying to break in. We need to get vehicle traffic. We need to shut down the shield doors. So you take out one of these generators, either the one for the actual roadblocks, or you can take out power to the building. And you can see here we got the jump on the Spartans on the Alpha generator, and they just didn't have enough time to recover, so we took tier 1. You'll see a couple of Spartans here trying to combat us in the tier 1 play space. They won't get too far though.
Yeah, as we move on to tier 2 here, you know, some Spartans will choose to try to camp elite vehicles, which, you know, it's an effective strategy, but it really leaves the territories open, and you have to have the other teams compensate for it. And usually they end up getting killed by, you know, the elites.
You've already seen a couple of elites sneak by.
Yeah. And so as we go out into the second phase, and we're about to get a larger view of the facility as a whole, you know, we wanted to build a lot of natural callouts into the map. So there's callouts like the water tower, the watch tower, the crane, the storage bunkers. You know, there's all sorts of natural callouts in the map that allow players to, you know, easily communicate. And as we take a closer look here at the lab, you know, this is the core also spawns inside of here, tier 3, and we wanted to make it multi-leveled because we feel that verticality adds a lot to invasion. And there's a lot of interesting mechanics of this building, but probably the coolest part is that the basic elite strategy on this map is to overwhelm the top level and occupy the middle team, and allow one of your Alpha or Bravo teams to push the Alpha or Bravo objective, overwhelm them, and then take the objective from them. And you know, we tried to do it here. It wasn't quite as successful that early on.
Yeah, we got caught.
Yeah. But I mean, even just the act of you getting caught distracted middle team allowed the other teams to push up. And we have this nice little jump up there that allows the elites to get to the second level, as well as the Spartans. And we have the Wraith here pushing on the outside. That was me. I had to run away. He was trying to jack me.
And then I think that was actually Frankenpanda and the Ghost. He splattered one guy almost going into the base, comes back out, gets the other guy, and frees it up just enough to take tier 2.
Yeah. And so as we move on to tier 3, of course, the core spawns inside, and it's going to force the Spartans to push inside and try to hold the core inside the building. But seeing as the elites can control the top level easily and flank from the outside, it's actually very difficult to hold. I would say it's probably more difficult than Spire or Boneyard to turtle the base. But it's still a strategy that can be rewarded.
It is possible. It is possible to do. You do need some sort of outdoor support. I mean, if the elites pull out all their vehicles, especially with the Banshee, can get some really nice angles into the base and really disrupt the Spartan flow in there. So it's possible to camp the base, to turtle the base, as we say. It's not always a desirable strategy, though. If you can push the elites further away, using your Scorpion, moving over the Alpha Road like we saw earlier. Right now you'll see it kind of setting up right outside the vehicle bay, which is another good position, but there are ways to counter that as well, which we'll see shortly. So there's always a way to change the tide of the battle. It's something that we've really tried to do, and that's part of the reason why we've gone through so many iterations of an invasion map here. Is, you know, first we were fighting the Hemorrhage Hills, and then finally we decided, well, you know, why don't we embrace them? Why don't we, you know, let the elites take cover under this hill right before they move up to the building? You know, why don't we just say, you know, well, it's overgrown. I mean, nature's taking back this facility, so it's okay if there's a little hill here or a couple rocks here. So we really let the hills of Hemorrhage and the dips for the road. It all plays in our favor. Here comes the Banshee going to counter the Scorpion, like I said. Now, above here on this Pride Rock, this is all soft kill barriered, but we didn't want to put a hard kill zone up there because we knew that this tank position was extremely powerful. That core has not moved since the tank set up. But you see, once the tank was distracted by the Banshee and ultimately destroyed, the core instantly moves all the way over to Alpha Road, where it's in a much more promising position for the elites. We have a pretty good grasp on the game right now. Of course, the Banshee is getting jacked. But you see that the Banshee's down. The Sniper's trying to get some clutch kills at the end there, but it's just not enough. We took tier 3. The core escapes with the elites through the hidden cave in the mountain. Well, thanks guys. This is Yardbird92 and AbleSir Thomas with the Halo Forge Epidemic, and we're signing off.